to share my story, how Cunning Dental changed my life in just one day. I know how it feels to be in pain and embarrassed because of your teeth, but life is too short to not smile and be happy.
Cunning Dental is a full-service dental practice and offer the latest technology in the teeth in a day procedure, Infinity.
Here's another reason to smile. Bring in any other written offer from their competitors, and they will beat that deal.
Call now to schedule your free exam, CT scan, and X-ray. Call 844-4CUNNING.
ABC7. This is Eyewitness News.
Right now at 11, Governor Gavin Newsom wants to amend the Constitution and tackle gun violence. We're live with his proposal.
And police have shut down some of the streets here around City Hall as we have protesters. They are truckers that are demanding to have their jobs as a contract dispute is in the works right now. There are trucks that have been going through downtown. That's part of the reason why it's been shut down. We're going to have the story coming up.
And SoCal teams are now on the front lines helping firefighters battle the hundreds of wildfires raging in Canada. We are live in New York City, where there is an air quality alert from those fires. Good morning. This is Eyewitness News at 11 a.m. live on ABC7, Hulu, and wherever you stream. I'm Giovanna Latta.
And I'm Philip Palmer. Governor Newsom wants to add a new amendment to the United States Constitution. It would take a stand against gun violence and a lack of action by Congress.
Eyewitness News reporter Carlos Granda joins us live in studio to explain more on this. Carlos.
Well, that's what the governor said this morning. He says this certainly takes a stand against all the gun violence that we're seeing across the country and the fact that Congress so far has not done anything. Now, he says the amendment will place in the Constitution gun safety measures that he says Democrats, Republicans, independents, and gun owners would support while leaving the Second Amendment unchanged. Now, this is part of the proposal. It would raise the minimum age to buy a gun from 18 to 21. It would also mandate universal background checks. It would establish waiting periods when buying guns and prevents people from buying assault rifles.
They say we can't stop domestic terrorism without violating the Second Amendment, and that thoughts and prayers are the best we can do. I'm here to say that's a lie. In this country, we do have the power to change things, to reclaim our freedom from fear.
The NRA issued a statement today saying, quote, Newsom's latest publicity stunt once again shows that his unhinged contempt for the right to self-defense has no bounds. California is a beacon for violence because of Newsom's embrace of policies that champion and criminalize and penalize the law-abiding citizens. That is why the majority of Americans rightfully reject his California-style gun control. Now, his plan is to get more public attention on this issue, but its chances of passing are almost zero. A proposed amendment to the Constitution must be passed first by 2/3 of both houses of Congress, then ratified by the legislatures of 3/4 of the states. Democrats now control 20 state legislatures across the country. Back to you.
Okay, Carlos, thank you. L.A. Mayor Karen Bass has tested positive for COVID. According to a statement released by her office this morning, the mayor tested positive last night during a routine test. Apparently, she is feeling fine and will continue to work remotely as she follows all public health guidelines during her recovery.
Local truckers are protesting today in downtown Los Angeles. The truckers are honking outside City Hall, where they were told they will no longer have a job at the end of the month.
Eyewitness News reporter Tony Cabrera is live with more on the situation. Tony.
Hey, Philip and Giovanna, it was really loud here not too long ago. There were big trucks that were just driving through all of these streets, honking their horns, and all that's left right now are these protesters here with their signs trying to get their statement heard by City Hall. Police have blocked off some of the streets here to prevent those trucks from coming through, to impede any traffic. There's a dispute. It deals with the contract because of a state law that's been in effect for a couple of years now. It's now affecting this group of truckers here, and because of this, they might be without a job by the end of the month. Nearly 100 independent truckers and their families were out honking their horns and protesting outside City Hall, hoping to be heard.
This is a long-standing program of 132 years. It's many generations. People are still here since the 50s that their grandfathers and their fathers have passed on.
They're all part of the LA City Contract Truck Association, which runs the city's haul truck program.
We do the streets. We do asphalt, grinding, so we build the streets. So if we don't work, you guys are not going to have no streets.
But these streets need to get paved. We've had double the amount of damage and potholes, and we would like the mayor to have an intervention and save our jobs.
The sticking point Works Department released a statement on behalf of the city, writing, quote, "We care very much about the livelihoods of our partners and have been working aggressively at the direction of the mayor to ensure that our 93 contract truckers are given the opportunity to continue employment and that paving operations continue seamlessly. Truckers hope they have that opportunity."
We've been, working for them constantly for like years and years and building the streets, and our bills is going to be behind.
Okay, so just as we were in that story, we do have one of those trucks that's right here at the intersection. He just honked his horn there. And what happens if the city doesn't extend this contract? Well, technically, they could go to vendors, an outside vendor, but there's concern that maybe there's a vendor that doesn't have enough trucks to meet the demand that these workers provide for the city with all the streets that we have across the whole Los Angeles. But as far as the workers, if the contract expires and they don't have the job with the city, they say going elsewhere, it would be hard because work is really slow in the trucking industry. So that's the concern for them at this moment. Live in downtown LA, Tony Cabrera, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Tony, thank you. Tony's still a little hazy. This morning I did see some sunshine, though. Brianna, is that making it better, or is it just a brief break?
It's kind of a mixture of clouds and sun today. We had sunshine in a lot of spots that we're now seeing some clouds, so that's going to be the case through pretty much today. We are expecting to see a little bit more sun than yesterday as a whole, so our temperatures should increase by about a degree or so for some spots. And you can see those clouds are backing off over into the Riverside area, so it's starting to feel pretty nice there. It's about 68 degrees. But you do see some cloudy skies over Malibu right now, where temperatures just at about 56, so much cooler there under some of that cloud coverage. Still extending out to some spots of the Inland Empire out into Ontario and then down into Orange County, some spots of the San Fernando Valley, and then all the way up into Ventura. Of course, outside of the cloud coverage, we are looking at some warmer temperatures, 86 down into Palm Springs right now, and we are looking at some 70s, 74 up into Palmdale. We do have some cooler weather over the weekend, and we have some more chances of drizzle and light rain in the forecast that we'll be talking about in just a little bit. Philip, Giovanna, I will send it back to you.
Brianna, thank you.
Thousands of people have been evacuated in Canada due to raging wildfires. Southern California firefighters from Angeles National Forest are actually there assisting.
And all that smoke is pouring into the U.S. East Coast and Midwest, creating poor air quality. ABC's Rena Roy is live in New York with more. Rena.
Hey, Philip and Giovanna, that's right. Well, New Yorkers are known to be tough, right? We like to think we can handle pretty much anything, but this was a first for a lot of people here, and it was sort of a dystopian phenomenon. The bright orange glow and thick smoke taking over the city had people very confused and worried. Many are still wearing masks that were a mainstay during the COVID-19 pandemic to try and stay safe, and that is the case for many affected by this smoke.
The iconic New York City skyline goes